be seated.
Inner surge versus inner conflict.
If you ever in future meet a crippled man, you shall not hate. I think that is the lesson God and Guru wants us to learn. Today, subject is very serious. If we can explain this, we shall be great by our virtue. This is the most difficult subject. Nobody talks about it. Nobody feels about it. And normally people are in denial. They do not look at themselves and their inner conflicts. You know, inner conflict is a very vital sign of life. With every change of longitude and latitude, you change the magnetic field, whereas you want to grow forward, but you have a conflict. Will I be safe? Will it be all right? Unfortunate part of the age of Pisces, the people stick to time and space. And worst of all in the age of Aquarius is, you shall not stick. If you're not willing for that change, there's nothing I can help. I have lived enough, I'll go and leave you to time. That's why I chose these three subjects. So you should not be handicapped in the coming times. To have a conflict is a conscious act. But keep it inside and hit below the belt is a crime, personal crime. You cannot live in a peace and tranquility if you have that kind of situation, because that is the situation you face. The only situation you face today is, how about my position on the earth? Am I rich enough? Am I wise enough? Am I employed good? Have I got a good house? Have I got all given things are there? With all this, are you in a position to understand? You have all things. You have all things. But do you understand that you are above that too? You are everything. Your bathroom tub is broken, you got to repair that. Your door is not shutting properly, you got to repair that. Your car is leaking oil, you have to get it done. But you are not in a car and oil and leaking. These are chores, these are jobs, which consciously as living we take care of. But fact is, do we remember we are above that? That is where a Sikh starts. Sikh starts with the glory of God and the grace of the Guru. That's just a Sikh. Sagittari are just a Sikh. I don't make any differentiation. They are both same. Then you grow to the conflict of the self, fear and vengeance. Do you have a control on that? Do you have the practice in collaboration with your mind and consciousness that you shall not revenge and you shall not have fear? Nirpao, nirvair, these are two words. If you have that in practice, then you form into the litigation, I'll use the word, of Khalsa versus Sikh. Sometimes you will become Sikh, sometimes you act as a Khalsa. You play in between like a shuttlecock. But when you will be confirmed, I shall have no vengeance, I shall have no vengeance, and I shall have no fear, then you will feel Guru with you. Then Ang Sang Vaheguru will be felt. You can handle Guru just like any other hand you can handle. This can't be wrong. Your psyche will conflict with the universal psyche and perform the manifestation of Guru's faith, radiance and life, and grace will come to you. And when you just close your eyes and this is not going to work in life. You have to have a mental focus. You can't argue about it. I am afraid. Doesn't mean anything. That moment I am afraid, I have forgotten there is a God and there is a Guru. I am afraid. I have to finish this man. You can't finish anybody. Let Almighty God decide that, not you. You have to have that faith. You have to have that link, that lineage. In ordinary life, you are not to become big saint about anything. He's not. And then you come out to be pure with a piety that your feeling and your ideas and your thoughts, if touch somebody, or you look at somebody, drip-drishti, touch, feeling, words, that person is elevated to the height of ecstasy. In performance, not close your eyes like you are doped up. That's not ecstasy. Ecstasy is when you are firm standard as a human and live as a human in the pleasure of the divine God. You shall have no duality. You know, when you go to the court of law, your attorney and opposite attorney, all they win by creating a duality. One says he is the criminal, other say he is the innocent. So 12 people has to understand, whatever they understand, that is the judgment, because on the spot nobody was. Similarly, you will not feel neither God has left you, nor He is leaving you, nor He shall leave you. And it's a practice. It is not somebody can, they shh, and it will be done. Check your mind. what it is saying and check your mind, what you are saying. What your mind is saying, you are saying, and what your inner self, inner being is saying, there are three things at the same moment. First, separate them. When a thought comes, who's saying me what? What is the origin of this thought? No, you don't do that. Thought comes, you start recycling it. What a waste of most precious life. I think fact is that I must have gone a long time pranayam. I was not supposed to live beyond 72. I think some breath of life is left, which I have to use. But everybody tells me, what will happen after you leave? Well, what was happening when I was not here? Either it is Guru's domain or it is personal domain. If it is Guru domain, then let Guru decide it. Let people have mastery on their inner conflict. Let them understand that they are beyond those three thoughts. Let their intuition prove that they can feel and say what God is saying to them. There's nobody without God. If you cannot see God in all, you cannot see God at all. And when you are serving time, you know when you say so-and-so is serving time, what that means? He's in a jail. Isn't it? So you are in prison. When I was in a hospital, Dr. Kher, who came here, he said, "Sir, it will be honor for our hospital and all of us to give you a new kidney. Who will manage?" I said, "If we do not get donated kidney, what are you going to do?" He said, "I'll give mine." I just smiled. I said, wow. Somebody is working for me. You know, room is $450 in Delhi, hotel room. That whole suite with so many rooms and all that was $250. There's not a food in whole Delhi which can be prepared other than this hospital is so good. And best of the thing I felt when I was in a virtually helplessness, they call it. That statutory terms is helplessness. Those nurses from Kerala, they worked so hard to keep me breathing, to keep me alive. And I used to laugh. Doctors, she's sitting here. I used to laugh. I said, if you had to do all this work for me, I am the only one. And there are so many sick people. Why don't you visit somebody else for a while? And that was a personal connection. It got so connected. The feeling was so real. The joy was so much. It was. And it is. And with His grace, it shall be. problem you are going to face is, if you look back at Sikh Dharma from Guru Nanak's time to today, you are walking on the original time. Your origin has been predestined and pre-predicted. I'm not responsible for bringing Dharma to you. I just brought what I was given. A method, a terminology, call it a science, call it a knowledge, call it anything. And Guru blessed me in one way. With all the beating which I got, I never said that I'm going to change or save myself or in any way I'm in danger. But this is a beautiful dharma. It purges itself. Those who hold well. Those who don't hold, they waste their time against themselves. It is so destined that you shall grow. It is so destined for 5,000 years you shall rule this planet. It is destined that you will spread. 960 million shall be. People think these are lies. These are not lies. These are what inspire us to be what we are today. If you could just understand Ang Sang Vaheguru, there will be no conflict. You know, when there is a third person with you, you do not speak about two talks. Right? Socially, if there are three, you say, okay, we'll talk again. Thank you very much. You know why? Because the conflict is between you and your mind. But when you believe, or know, or feel, rightly or wrongly, I'm not giving you that choice, that Ang Sang Vaheguru, that Vaheguru is with me, then you are three all the time. Then your mind will behave, and your identity will not let itself down. That's all the experience I have. It is not that I have not been hit or I have not been hit below the belt. It is not true. But it's true. I have no hard feeling. I was questioned why these people who have left, who have done this to us, that to us, you bring them over here. You know what I mean? I wanted to tell them, look, it is working. By barking of the dogs, caravan never stops moving. That's what I was doing. It's very unfair to feel, very unfair, the feel that anybody can make anybody a Sikh. No way. It is the inner urge, inner surge which grows up with a longing, with many mistakes. I'm not saying that we don't do errors. We do a lot of errors. but somebody keep us going. I forgot to bring a letter which came from Miri Piri Academy. When it was read to me, I have a lot of tears. Guru Amrit has it? Huh? What did they say?
She read it this morning to all of us.
Oh, you heard it. It's a very foolish act to send our children 12,000 miles away. It's really a very egomaniac idiot who has even suggested it, that's me. Then selling all the homes and building it is a very rotten idea. I have no absolutely thought that SGPC not share with us. We can't fight with SGPC because they manage our Guru's house, Guru Ramdas' house. But one day you have to grow up to get to them and their neck. One day you shall be true to your blood and your faith. And you do everything in your power to let them learn a lesson. They are to serve the house as Guru. They are not masters. They were given two hands to welcome everybody. They were not given two hands to box every face. They are not wrestlers. There are going to be a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders. Hey, there is a Sikh history. If we don't repeat any page of it, how can we be? You know? What was the name of our first Granthi, remember? You know, you have said something very pleasing to me. Sahib Dayal Singh. Yeah? Look at that soul. Car was passing through Indiana and he asked where we have come. He heard we have come to India. He said, okay, why Guru? That's it. So concentrated he was. When that young boy comes, I used to stand up and say, Paisa, please sit down. He said, no. I said, no, please, don't keep me standing too much. He says, Siri Singh Sahib, why you do this to me? I said, what should I do? I see a lighthouse and then I go and stick with the rocks. I recognize who you are. I have to give you that respect. That is my karma. He said, no, I'm like your son. I say, everything given. Still, it's my obligation. I am not bound by earthly discipline. I am bound by divine discipline. Jo dise gur sikhda, ton nirunu lago pae jiyo. He said, Bhai Sahib, you have reached a stage of neutral mind. And there's nothing I can do but respect you so that you can bless me. Funny part is he never got confused about it. Many among you will not rise to the spiritual level which is required to be reached. As out of the milk we get the butter. As out of the butter we get the ghee. That's why we started studying first. Then we purify ourselves. And then we very much purify ourselves. Ghee can be kept anywhere. It doesn't need refrigeration and all that stuff. Because it comes out of the heat and the fire of the time. Khalsa is a pure spirit. Harbhajan Singh doesn't make himself Khalsa. No. It is made by the inner urge. I do a lot of things which they say, well, what are you doing? Are you sure that after you everything will be the way it is? Yeah, I am very sure. I am very sure. If in the United States a man can walk with a bana, can read his bani, can do seva and simran, that person and his family, 7 generations, will not get a touch of bad time. It's not only I believe, in every religion it is said so. But sometimes with a little disturbance, we freak out. There is nothing in this planet which God doesn't do. Sabni chara mariya, karta kare so hoye. Everybody jumps, everybody try to jump. But what he wishes, the doer wishes, that happens. Simply the thing which you have to learn and urge to learn is that when you last breath close your eyes, you may feel complete. And I am grateful to Guru Ramdas. He gave me that test. That test was when there was no way out. It all on him. And he did it all. The way things got organized and taken care of is impossible to believe. When my doctor told me that my creatinine is so high that I'm likely to go in a coma. I told him, just do me one favor, put me on the bed, under the white sheet cover, and then let me go peacefully. I've already lived 72 years. He said, do you have some last word to say? I said, what have I been doing 33 years? Huh? You know, what I've been doing 33 years, if I have to say last words now. He said, I don't understand. Don't you want to write something? I said, don't worry. They are all there. They will band together and take care of things better than me. They will. They shall. It is their responsibility. It's very funny, it is not in the scripture noted. I thought there should be a shabad on it, but about Guru Angad. It was said, Nirmal Sangat, Guru Angad. And just to remind you that Baba Sri Chand, who has always written Spoot Nanak, great son of Nanak, was there. And Guru Nanak bestowed on him the Guruship of a Udasi side. That's why we have 3HO, responsibility to teach Kundalini Yoga to the point of experience. Kundalini Surji Satsangat Paramanant Guru Mukhmacha. So the radiance on the face of the Guru as the awakened Kundalini shows up is a universal idea. We are not going to convince people by talking to them and going to the poor people and feeding them and telling them to become Christians. We don't proselytize, we don't convert people. People converted themselves. That's why many are stuck here, because they converted themselves. Sometimes they think, we should not have done this. I know. Yesterday somebody said, it's very funny what I do these days lying down on the bed. Somebody said something about Guru Singh. And I thought him to send a message. I said, tell him, has he made somebody a Guru Sikh? I don't know if he got the message or not. You know how it happened? I came by car from some YMCA in the valley, Alhambra, after teaching, and I saw somebody working on a chair with a turban on. I said, uh-oh, who is this? So I told the driver, take my car there. I said, Guru Singh. Guru Singh, how come you are tying a turban? He said, well, I have to be 10 times better than my teachers, so let me start early. He tried to be a factory owner, industrialist, shaman, God knows how many things he did. Nothing worked out. Nothing. And people used to say, Guru Singh has gone astray. I say, stray, betray, ray of hope, keep it. He has no place to go. Those who belong to Guru's house, belong to Guru's house. This land has its own karma. And this belongs to Sikh Dharma now. Someday you might think, oh, this is this, that is that. How can you claim anything where people, when the children were born, they planted trees? You know? How can you play with the devotion and the memory of people? Everybody is very fond of their house and their buying and everything. And I pay rent for my dome. That's a stage also. You can't leave everything in one day. You have to leave slowly. Get ready. What you got from earth, give back to the earth. One day, some friend of mine told me, "But what about your children? What about your wife?" I laughed so much. I couldn't believe, he couldn't believe why I am laughing like a madman. And he said, "My wife doesn't have forehead?" He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "My children don't have forehead. Have you seen something wrong?" He said, "No." I said, "Their destiny is pre-written." I am just a part of their destiny. They are all right. One who guided me shall guide them. If sun comes under clouds, that doesn't mean that it's never going to shine again. I understand BBG taught a class yesterday, it was great. Right? And she couldn't come to your inauguration. Right? Secretary General was mad like in hell. So I saw BBG coming, he said, "Well, the Secretary General says this and you say this." I said, "She's a Secretary General. We don't have to say anything. You are my wife. Quit. Go. Be there." Why? I said, "They are new people. They have traveled such a distance. They have come here with a hope. They have come here that you will give them something." I can't go, you go. So she went. First my idea was that I should tell the Secretary General and BBG both to go. Then I looked at my softness of the side of heart, why this idea has come. Then I said, it has a little vengeance and anger in it. So let her be here, but BBG can go. BBG knows my language. When I speak little, it means definite. Then I told her, I said, "Quit, go, now." all have been blessed in the virtue, but your inner conflict you get afraid of. Then you go to a psychiatrist. Guru sadhana, don't we go to psychiatrist when there is inner conflict? Huh? I know. You have a PhD psychiatrist, you know. I am still alive. But you know, just imagine this, that you have inner conflict. Just imagine this, you have inner conflict. Why inner conflict has come to you? Because you have the power given by God and Guru to solve it. You are the one who shall lead the way. It's not a Piscean religion. Here you will learn through experience. Here you are not going to become saint. Here you will make saints. Here we don't require 2 miracles by you to declare you saint. Miracle happen to you every day. It's a miracle that Gurteer Singh goes to Santa Fe and comes back safe. Isn't Gurteer? Because I saw him one day walking, one man in the whole area. Walking free, peaceful, crossing the road. He had no fear. Well, miracle. Kyun Indrapal? Hey, how is Alaska? See? Did you tell them this story, how you went there?
Not today.
I told them to go. Everything will be taken care of. You have a small bug, what they call love bug? That small little car which doesn't move sometimes. They made it there, they had a store, they have a house. They are sticking there happily, enjoying the sight of glaciers. And they do send me, what they call those green food you send me? Yeah, those ferns, yeah. We have spread all over Europe. We are spread on America, Canada, and down south, Chile, Brazil. And sometimes I feel very, very illiterate. If I speak to a Chilean girl and she speaks in maximum Spanish, and I don't understand a word. You know, when I go Mexico, they read hukum in English, that's all I understand. How can I say, I'm a great man? What kind of great I am? I don't know the language. I just sit before the Guru humbly and wait till they speak in, translate the hukum in English for me. Turlochan went this time by mistake to France to that yoga festival. He was shocked. His lecture was transferred into 7 languages. We are not into a show-off, and we are not to blow up, and we have not to mislead people. Wait and watch. Things shall move. We are a Tat Khalsa and we belong to the Shabd Guru. We have no politics. We cannot usurp power. Guru will bestow on us the honor. Pratak Guru, Sir Hath. We have to believe. Siri Karma used to make yogurt for me, remember? And I tell you the miracle, recorded 4 times. When he made yogurt, it was sweet. When he didn't make it, we had a yogurt, it was sour. So from that I thought boy is good. First I thought they mix sugar or something, that low and slow, whatever they call it, something. But ultimately I found out, the day he makes yogurt, it was perhaps Wednesday if I remember correct. And it was sweet. And that got finished, then sour come on duty. If you want to look for miracles, it's a miracle when somebody get up in the morning and they put a turban on their head. Comparatively to United States, this is the biggest miracle ever happened. These people who go to church before God, they take off their hat. You know, the greatest miracle is that we are vegetarian. These people take a one full, what do they call that murga? Chicken, full chicken, roasted with a bottle of wine. God, how it stinks. I can't even. No, there are a lot of miracles. So I should put you to the status of saints, right? If 2 miracles can make saint, then putting a bana and reading a bani is a miracle. So you, by virtue of that, you are saints. It is a self-discipline. It is a self-urge. It is a self-purity with which you are hanging. Hang in, baby. Good days will come. I had an interview this morning and I said to her, I said, my daughter, now how I'll see you? And her answer was very good. She said, you will see me strong and better. But in case I feel weak, I'll be right at you. I say, Harinam, if she ever wants to see me, doesn't matter what condition I am in, get her in. You know why? We have ultimate strength of the spirit, the soul. You may not know it, but you have awakened soul. You don't need nirvana. You don't. We are born spiritual people. Simply we have to be kind and cozy as humans. So there is nothing to worry, by the way. Hey, how many days you have brought food for me? No. You exactly give me the days, otherwise what kind of man you are? Yeah? Yeah? You have to bring it 120 days. Has your brain changed or not yet? Can you believe it is a therapy? Every evening he has to bring me a dish. Doesn't matter what it is, whether I can eat or not, doesn't matter. But sensory consuming the own systematic spiritual tendency of faith and presence in the mind to prepare that little dish, to bring it as an offering, can change anything. Is a law of the realm of consciousness, and it is also a directive to the brain. I am responsible. I have to do this. I have to get up for sadhana. It's 3 o'clock. This inner clock awakening is what man needs. Feeling the Guru and God around us, we have to watch and wait. That's why बिरथ अपने जी की गुरु पे अरदास कर. Tell your stories to Guru, not to people. You have to do plus and minus in your Akashic records. Everything is destined. You have to travel the distance to reach the destination, which is fixed by your destiny. Somebody was asking me, what is the purpose of Khalsa Council? I as a member of the Khalsa Council will be a lighthouse wherever he is. And they will meet just to glorify each other, to share the grace. So they can live proudly in God's will. What we are talking about is the reverse of normal belief. Oh, you should clean your inner conflict. Why? If there is no inner conflict, what we are living for? It is not the doubt which bothers us, it is the doubt which we kill and conquer. That's what we live for. Come on, doubt, come, come, come. That's it. That's it. And it is a habit. Fear is a habit. Vengeance is a habit. These are human habits. We have to change them. See how Nanak goes, Ik Onkar, Satnam, Karta Purak, Nirpao, Nirvair. Then he says, Akal Murt, Ajuni, Sahib, Guru Prasad. Don't like me, like Nanak. Take his words as real, practice them. What is the purpose of this life? To be happy. And we have to be happy that we have inner conflicts and we clean them out every day. Aren't you lucky? Every day you make your bed. Don't you? You sleep in your bed, you have to make your bed, right? So you live, there are conflicts. Conflict comes from all sides of angular, triangle, chakras, blah, blah, blah. But you are above it. Conflict has come to test your purity and piety, your unisonness, your grace, and your reaction to it. I don't know whether you understand or not. Biggest miracle I see is in United States, look, from this corner to that corner. The tragedy is sometimes you want to ask questions. The fact is, you are born to answer every question. Start practicing that way. You know, they are not going to take away your Hari Mandir. And you don't have to listen to them. All you have to do is wash the prakarma and your job is done. Not to enter their politics, there is a very simple way. Bless them, get your job done, take a sip and dip, there is no checking on that. Maybe tomorrow they may start issuing permits. I don't know. No, in India, in some temples, there's a kind of restriction you can't believe. Thank God. I'm not going to repeat it because you will feel sorry for it. But what is there? Go to Hari Mandir. If they don't even let you come in, doesn't matter, it's their loss. bow, and clean the prakarma. Your all karma will be cleaned. Take a dip and sip. And that's it. Guru wants dedication and devotion. He shall be with you. Satsimar was telling me, I'm going to take a yatra to India. What should I do? I said, do nothing, depend on yourself. I guess there's no ifs and buts. If one person wants to go, that's enough. She said, should I write a letter? I said, for the sake of formality, do, but don't hope there will be anything. Why not? I said, Guru has taught us to be free and independent. We are a spiritual, sovereign Khalsa nation. These people will never understand us and never know who we are. They can have their things as they want it. We'll have our thing. Our thing with this to connect with the Guru, Guru Ramdas. Nanak tu, lena tu, Guru Amar tu, Ucharya, Tan Tan Ramdas Guru, Dina Sriya Tine Suvare. Our job is not to get from them. You give them something. Last time at the last minute, I said, Guru has taught you a lesson. Don't depend. If they cannot receive yatra, how unfortunate and cursed these people are. Don't you see how Guru is teaching you? Do what we are destined to do. God has blessed us many ways. Now, if somebody feels that God has not blessed, stand up. I am willing to see that face. No. Sometimes you complain in my absence, this is not right. I know. See? He's a beautiful Guru. He has a beautiful house. Huh? And he built it for you. And beyond that, you have nothing to do. You have direct connection, feel good. I cannot believe that day when Sarv Shakti went there first time. She stood on the gateway and said, "Oh God, we are rich." I paid back her for that expression. It still is before my eyes. If that little girl can feel rich, how can I feel poor? Tell me. I therefore remind you that as we are growing and we are going, as many conflicts you will be facing, we have to be grateful that God gave us a chance Raj Yog Takht Diyan Guru Ramdas. The throne of Raj Yog given to Ramdas Guru. And you are part of that. You are not a part of Punjab politics. Let them go and face their own destiny. If they don't come out to hug you with both arms, let them. They miss the chance. You won't miss a thing. Because you don't have a substitute identity. You are real and original by the will of God. When you deny God in your heart, you will be gone. They have denied God. So it should not worry us. They shall pay for it. And they shall pay through generations. It is Guru's Sangat. It is Guru's abode, Guru's birth, which they have denied. Because they are unable to control their inner conflict. They want to know who we are. We are God's. Damn you, don't you see it? We walk on the soil of United States as sons and daughters of this land. We are born to do what America was created for. Sea to shining sea. Guru Nanak wrote international song, international anthem. 500 years ago, than our American national anthem. If you are clever, you read that instead of that. Nobody will know. You see, your path is laid. I just carried the teachings and brought it to you. It's up to you to get rid of every conflict and now feel the responsibility. That each one of you is the leader of the Age of Aquarius, and you carry that responsibility to the heart of people. what time you are going to eat. Right?
Yeah, but this is better than food.
No, I mean, a question was asked today that some people want to discuss things. Well, this is a parliament of Sikhs. There's no question of discussion with the chairman. You should have the parliamentary discipline. You should write a question, give it to the chairman. He'll pass on to the government, and then he will acknowledge you. And then you can say whatever you want. I missed, I think, one Khalsa council, that is true. Yeah?
No.
I didn't?
No.
Huh?
Never missed.
Well, somebody should be ready for you to take care of things. I am an Indian. Inferiority complex is my way of life. And I am very scared of white people. You know? Yeah. I tell you once, I was saying one day sitting in the room, I won't particularly name person. I said, there is no way we can give in, and we are not scared of it, how worst it is, and we're going to face it head on. And somebody got up and said, you are an Indian. This is America. I say, yeah. I am already very scared of America. Don't worry about it. I said, thank God there is India. And I picked up the knowledge and brought it to you. Won't you pay the carrier stamp?
Yes.
That's how it is. You live better. I am grateful to Shakti. She wrote a book on Kundalini Yoga. Otherwise, you would have gone into so many scripture to find one paragraph here, one paragraph there. Sikh Dharma is for the spread of Guru's message. Triyacho for the spread of Kundalini Yoga. But teachings are pure, folks. They belong to those who will have them. There is absolutely no conflict in reality and non-reality. Therefore, it is my humble request to this body of the Khalsa, please don't undervalue yourself. We shall fight. We have ways. We mean business, but we will not create an open conflict. With our grace and tranquility and our diplomacy, we'll work it all out. They have started it, we have not. They will pay for it, and we'll see to it. So don't feel upset if somebody tells you something not relevant. I never told you. I went to India so many times and they say, why the girls wear turban on their head? And I used to say, wow. Why? I said, do you know, Khalsa has no gender? Khalsa has no gender. They don't write this and that, they write Khalsa behind it. Yes. I said, then what? We have to live at the format what Guru Gobind Singh gave us. Oh, hair look beautiful. I say, when they are grey, they look very beautiful. Then you start running around. We gave our heads and we got Bana. That's it. We came out and made him Guru. We turned him from Gobind Rai to Guru Gobind Singh. Then we got the Bani. Seva is forever friendship. Whom you will serve will never forget you. How dark a person be, Simran will keep you pure, keep you alive, keep you victorious, and it can't be otherwise. Now I want to thank you. You are serious now. That's not my idea. वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा
वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह
See you later.
Let's remain seated. वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह